Alright guys, I'm getting tired of seeing this video of people's different takes over the female-only gym that this creator and fitness influencer in London was starting. I've seen trans people responding. I've seen black women responding. I've seen a white lesbian responding. It's like all of these other communities responding to this whole thing. My whole only point is, why are you trying to force yourself into someone else's idea or concept of what they want as their safe space? It's like you want your safe spaces and you want someone else's safe space to include you and what you believe you need protection from. It's like, I don't understand why people aren't allowed to create safe spaces for any whatever reason, right? It's not even about like what this person wants the space for. It's really just about people believing they have to be included in everybody else's issue or solution or concept or whatever. All of these brands that people get rage bait mad about, like what was that brand called? Brandy Melville excluding plus size women. Don't shop there then. It's like everything doesn't have to include you, and it's just like you can create your own space. There's plus size stores that exclude small sizes. Why are we acting like something being exclusive to a specific group of people is as if that means other people aren't able to make their own exclusive things? I honestly think there are spaces that are solely for trans people, right? There are groups that are solely for trans people and trans issues that exclude non-trans people, right? So why is the opposite a problem? Why is it a problem if there's a woman who specifically wants a female-only space because of a very personal matter of her experiencing a sexual assault? She just would feel safer if it was only females. I don't understand that. And it's not even like, it's like everything doesn't have to include your specific issue or your specific concern. If you don't like it, you don't have to go. It's like you want to force yourself into someone else's safe space, their concept, whatever it is. There's safe spaces for women who've experienced domestic violence. There's safe spaces for women who've experienced sexual trauma. There's a reason that we have these safe spaces that are specifically for females only. I used to volunteer at a women's shelter that is female only for a very good reason. There are things that are specific to women's issues that don't affect the trans community, and that's okay. There are specific issues to people in the trans community that don't affect biological females. We need to stop pretending like they're just one and the same. They're not. And I honestly think like you don't have to like seeing anything that women do just for I don't even know. It's just like everyone always wants to be inserted and wants to feel safe in women's spaces, and women are like, wait, I just want to have this space for this specific reason, and people are hating on this woman for that. It's just like the world doesn't revolve around the trans community or trans people. And I honestly feel like there's nothing wrong with trans women or trans men wanting safe spaces for themselves. But I feel like a lot of the trans community just expects women to fight for those things for them. They don't fight for themselves. They want women spaces to be that for them and not have their own spaces. Maybe that's what is the issue. It's like this expectation of, I guess that's the result of, the trans movement being included within the women's movement. And, the reason TERFs exist is because every trans issue is not the same as a woman's issue. And I feel like we're always going to have this problem. I feel like I'm not offended if a trans woman wants a space for only trans women. I'm not offended if trans men want a space for only trans men. But y'all feel entitled to women's spaces because it's like women are just supposed to never have anything just for them. We have to include everyone else into our issues. Everyone in the LGBT, we also have to take care of as women. I also feel like, as a Black woman, having the trans community constantly bring up Black women into or just race in general into the discussion, where we're talking about, this Black woman who wanted a female only space, and talk about how Black women are more masculine, and that's why it doesn't make sense that this Black woman doesn't want to include trans women when Black women are masculinized. You are part of the problem. Telling Black women that we're not allowed to want certain spaces because we've been masculinized previously by society or currently, is a crazy way to respond to that as well. Anyways, I honestly feel like if a place doesn't want to include you, why would you want to go there anyways? Just don't go. Go where you are welcome. Go where you are included. The gym that people have been going to is what you can continue going to. This person creating her own space that only a specific group of people are going to want to go there anyways. It's just everything is not about you. It's the trans community is allowed to create their own spaces too. I hope y'all know that. Y'all can make a trans-only gym. Y'all can have a trans-only whatever. And I would be happy for that if that would make you feel comfortable. But it's almost like y'all don't want to have communities that are only for it. It's y'all will say, well, trans women and trans men need protections too. But y'all don't advocate for y'all's own spaces. Y'all just advocate for women's spaces to be trans spaces too. And I feel like that's kind of what the larger issue is. It's y'all don't fight for trans only spaces or trans only sports or trans only anything. Y'all just fight to take over what women fought to have. Women's spaces, women's sports, women's restrooms, women's whatever. It's you just want what anything women fought for. It's basically what I hear half the time in these arguments. It's a trans person believes any woman's space is also their space. I don't know. Because I've never heard of anyone in the trans community fighting to have their own spaces. It's always, we just want women's spaces. And women's spaces need to include trans issues and trans problems. And it's honestly just tiring even talking about this. But whatever your perspective is on it, I feel like, me personally, she's allowed to do whatever she wants. It's her money. It's her gym. It's her concept. If you don't agree or support that, you don't need to go. It wasn't for you to begin with, right? If you want to create a woman-only gym and have it be only anyone who identifies as a woman, you go ahead and do that. No one's stopping anyone from doing any of those things. So, yeah.